Kia ora Valley family, Ryan Campbell here, Valley Rugby Strength and Conditioning Coach. I'm down here on the corner of Hollywood Road and Ladder Street, where we will be on the 27th of June, attempting to run these set of stairs up to Cane Road as many times as we can in 12 hours. Our hope is to climb the equivalent of Mount Everest at least 2 times, and if we pull together as a club, I think we can easily smash that goal. So I'll see you all down here on 27th of June. Details to follow.
Hello everybody and welcome to this special episode of The Horse of Course, where we're going to talk a little bit about the Valley Everest Challenge, which is coming up on Saturday 27th of June. It's a 12-hour effort. We're going to try and climb Ladder Street, as you heard there from Ryan Campbell, about 1,000 times, which would be the equivalent of going up Everest. I think it's about 3 or 4 times. So today we're going to be talking to the CEO and the founder of Feeding Hong Kong, and also Daisy Chui, who is a board member of Harmony House, who happens to be a Valley Fort mum. She has twins playing for the Fort, coincidentally. And they're going to tell us a bit about their charities. These are the 2 charities that we're supporting in our attempts to climb Everest on the 27th of June. These 2 charities have been very hard hit by COVID and also disrupted by the protests. Feeding Hong Kong is an amazing charity that's been supported by Valley. They are redistributing food waste to those that need it. 3,500 tons of food every day is thrown away, and there's about 1.5 million people living below the poverty line in Hong Kong. They do great work. Harmony House is an anti-domestic violence agency, full service, and they are providing shelter and refuge for women and children mainly that are victims of domestic abuse and violence at home. They also conduct training and all sorts of other workshops. They're very inclusive. They're an amazing charity. These are great causes. So we're going to try and raise some money for these 2 on the day building up, so you can donate at any time. There's a link below in the blurb for this post that shows you how you can donate. You can also volunteer to come along and join us on the Valley Everest Challenge, open of course to everybody at the Valley. Hockey, rugby, netball, the Fort kids are going to get involved as well. Sponsors are going to take part. You just need to commit to 1 hour between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. and you'll see a link to a form in the blurb below where you can sign up, put down your name, select a time slot, and we'll get back to you when we can slot you into one of those hourly teams. There's going to be water provided. Everyone should wear their Valley kit. It's a great opportunity to come together as a club and smash Ladder Street 1,000 times in teams. So you'll be getting fit at the same time, so there's no harm in that as we build towards the season in all 3 sports. Do join us. It's going to be epic. You can also view the full interviews with Gabby from Feeding Hong Kong and Daisy from Harmony House in separate episodes on our website, episodes 4 and 5, if you really want to get to know those charities, the work they're doing, and how you can help and how we can help as a club. All right then, let's get on with the show. And we're very lucky this week to be joined by the founder and CEO of Feeding Hong Kong, Miss Gabrielle Kirstein. Hi Gabby, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hey, we're just going to talk today a bit about Feeding Hong Kong. I mean, even if you get back to full capacity across that supply chain, how much more work is there to be done in Hong Kong to tackle the issue of people having enough food?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great question, and I think we're always looking at it from the 2 sides. So you've got the supply and then there's demand. So if we look on the supply first, every single day in Hong Kong, we're throwing away 3,600 tons of food.
Wow.
So that's the equivalent of 250 double-decker buses. Now, not all of that is edible, but even if we said the smallest fraction of that was edible, even if we said 10% of that was potentially food that could be rescued and redistributed, that would be 360 tons a day. Now, what we're doing at Feeding Hong Kong, last year we collected over 800 tons in a year. And that supported over 2 million meals. So it's a lot of food. It's an awful lot of food. But there is a long way to go before we're going to close that gap between what we're currently rescuing and what could potentially be rescued. And then if we look on the other side, the need. So, we supported over 2 million meals, but we have 1.4 million people that are living below the poverty line that are struggling. And so again, there is a huge gap between what we're currently doing and really making sure that every single person in Hong Kong is able to have 3 balanced, nutritious meals every single day.
And can people just sort of go to the website to, I'm just going to flash it up now.
Yeah, so it's feedinghk.org. And on there, you'll find more information about all of those 3 things that I've mentioned. So we've got a section on donating food. We've got a special section for food companies, as well as for individuals that are interested in supporting our food drives. There's a volunteer calendar on there, which is advertising the shifts that we've got going on every single week. And then all of our donation options are up there as well.
Okay, so Valley members, get involved if you can. It doesn't take a lot. Hey, talking about like pre-season workouts, I've been talking to you about something we're going to do at Valley. 27th of June, we are attempting the Everest challenge on Ladder Street as part of pre-season. So we're going to be trying to climb the steps on Ladder Street 1,000 times over a 12-hour period in a relay format, members of the club, so across hockey, netball and rugby. And one of our goals was not only to climb Everest 4 times, but to raise awareness amongst our own membership. We have 3,000 members if you count all the parents and kids up at Valley Fort. So raising awareness, and also trying to raise funds as well for Feeding Hong Kong and also Harmony House. So I hope you'll be down there, Gabby, with your runners, do a couple of sprints.
Run up Ladder Street. I'm going to start training now. I'm more a hiker than a runner, but I'll do my best.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll be down there, and I'm sure you'll be down there as well. It's a
fantastic idea, and again, thank you so much for everything that Valley have been doing to support Feeding Hong Kong, but everything from helping us raise awareness as much as anything. I think it's a really important thing. It's just getting the message out there about not just what we do, but what we're trying to achieve in the community in terms of reducing food waste and supporting those that are most in need. So I think this is a fantastic event that you're organising, and we're really honoured to be selected alongside Harmony House, who again I think some of the just so many of the vital work that's being carried out by frontline agencies, particularly at this current time.
Yeah, well, and thank you too, Gabby, for what you do in Feeding Hong Kong. It's a really worthy cause. We're sort of excited about supporting and continuing our support with your organisation. So thanks for joining us today. It's been really insightful.
Thank you, Anne. It's been great.
Yeah, you too. Okay, we are now very lucky to have a board member of Harmony House on the show today, Miss Daisy Chui. Hello, Daisy.
Hi, thanks for having me, Grant.
Yeah, no worries. So Harmony House is a one-stop anti-domestic violence service agency that is obviously had its resources seriously stretched during recent events of home sort of isolation and lockdowns. You have twin boys who play at Valley Fort, am I right?
Yes, they do play at Valley Fort. So I have 3 boys and my twins play at Valley Fort. So we've been with the fort for 2 years now. Unfortunately, with everything that's happened, they've, practices have been cancelled. But the boys are really looking forward to the new season come August, September, just to get back on the field and see their friends again.
And would you describe yourself as a rugby mum?
Yes. Unfortunately, I think it just brought out a side of me that I didn't even know I had. I think, at tournaments on the sidelines, I'm louder than my husband. And sometimes I'm shocked by just how over enthusiastic I am. Now, for Harmony House, specifically in Hong Kong, we've had an increase of almost 50% of calls to our hotlines. And our shelter's been full for the past 2 months. So we have just over 70 places in our shelter, which is actually the largest shelter in Hong Kong. There's a couple of other shelters, but our shelter's been full since end of February. And again, it's due to the pandemic, people are afraid. They feel they have that they're worried to go out. They've been advised to not go out, with all the social distancing measures that the government had put in place. So it's a feeling of feeling lost and feeling vulnerable, but also feeling anxious, and unemployment doesn't help as well. So I think people that maybe depended on a couple of temporary jobs just to support their family's livelihood, a lot of those jobs were also gone during the pandemic. And even now, I think unemployment is at the highest in Hong Kong over the last decade. And basically, these people have nowhere to go. And I think tensions rise. Children aren't going to school. Everyone's just trapped in, unfortunately, just small households in Hong Kong as well. So again, domestic violence doesn't discriminate. It happens everywhere. But the pandemic really has brought this issue to light. And in a way, I guess it's a good thing, because people do have to talk about it. It's something that's everywhere. It's something that's around, and more people need to know these things happen. And the more awareness that people have of it, the more alert people are of the resources and the help that they can seek if they are subject to any type of domestic violence abuse. Sure. Yeah. Harmony House, well, we, as I mentioned previously, we offer a whole range of services. We're basically a one-stop shop. So mainly our projects are financed by foundations. We've got Jockey Club, we've got Community Chest. And so one of our main services is obviously the shelter, which victims and their children can come to. The pictures you're flashing up there right now, the top right, where we have storytelling for children, where we actually, as part of our education program, we have 2 centers actually that run local programs for the local communities. And so we have storytelling sessions, and then we also have, as part of programs for children, we teach them about emotion management. We also teach them about how to protect themselves. The one just below me, we've got, is actually a group of women cooking together. So those are actually the people, the women that are seeking refuge at our shelter. And I think what we try to do at the shelter is to create a supportive environment. And especially during festivals, a Chinese New Year or Christmas or whatnot, we'll have activities for everyone to come together, and we have women support groups within the shelter, along with our social workers and our counselors that guide them and enable them to have a voice and speak out. And then also these type of activities where you're cooking together, so it's a sense of community and the feeling that you can develop these relationships. So eventually, when they leave our shelter, there's still a community and a support group and new friends that have the same experiences, and they can rely on each other for support. We also actually have a mobile school. So the truck you see is actually a mobile center that goes around to all the different schools. We go to local schools and we teach different kids about, again, emotion management, relationship dynamics, and it ranges from primary school where we're teaching children how to protect themselves or how to release their emotions, but also for teenagers, we talk about relationship dynamics. We talk about dating and dating violence, because actually
do a fundraising event. It's a pre-season event. We've talked about it. It's called the Everest Challenge.
So exciting.
Yeah. So June 27th as a pre-season sort of event where our hockey, netball and rugby players, kids as well, are going to be doing some pre-season training by climbing Ladder Street at least 1,000 times over a 12-hour period on June 27th. And we wanted to help raise money for 2 agencies that we feel have been put under stress, even more stress by COVID and, the protests recently. So Harmony House was, we made investigations, and all roads led back to Harmony House in the area of domestic violence. As I said, I'd seen that headline about, spiking domestic violence, and it seemed like something we should try and help not only raise funds but awareness for. The other one is Feeding Hong Kong. So we hope that the viewers and supporters of Harmony House might come down on the day and support.
Absolutely. I mean, we're really just so grateful. I think just helping. I mean, with people like people at Valley are just really passionate, supportive. We have such a supportive community, and I think being part of that community, you really see people caring for each other. And so, again, on behalf of Harmony House, thank you so much for having chosen us and helping to raise awareness on this very pressing issue, not just for Hong Kong, but just worldwide and in general. Just raising the awareness is really important. We're so grateful for that. And yes, definitely we will. I think it's a really meaningful challenge. I mean, just to get everyone fit again. I think, during this pandemic, everyone needs to exercise and work out and stay healthy. But I think just all walks of life. I think this latter challenge, I think everyone just goes. It's an uphill struggle for everyone. And I think it's just such good messaging that we can all overcome it together. And as long as we stick together, we support each other. So thank you so much for choosing us as one of your beneficiaries.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I want to thank you again, Daisy, for joining us today and spending time with us and sort of sharing what the agency Harmony House is all about.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work. It's amazing what you do along with Feeding Hong Kong. It's very generous work and time and really, really great causes. So thanks very much. And
thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
I'll see you on June the 27th.
Yeah, bring your runners.
I will.
Street a few times.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right.